Okay, so I'm back again. I'm going to show you another part of my project truck build. This is the first amp I plan on running in there. It's a 1700 watt Class D monoblock. Go ahead and pull this off so you can look at it. It's got the 1700 DTR 1.17 or .1.1700. The Tower Series SoundStream Technologies. Very nice case, very complicated to put together if you don't know what you're doing. So here's the board. Pardon the bad lighting, folks. Alright, so on the MOSFETs. Sorry. I knew I heard a screw. Okay. Sorry, pardon the interruption. Currently trying to charge my phone. Okay, everything seems to be kosher on this amp. They do have one burn mark, as you can see over here in the corner. It's missing that MOSFET. Now this other bank looks to be fine. However, I do know that when changing this bank, I'm gonna want to change this bank. And I think there's a dark spot down here on this other end of the board. Right here. Other than that, the board looks perfectly fine. I mean, everything all the way from nothing's really loose. This could be put on there better. But it doesn't really shake when you move it. None of the caps are popped up. This is the project that I'm working on. I will post pictures in another video. Pictures of stills and stuff so that there can be a better understanding. But shout out to BearVids. Thanks for all the great advice you've given me over the time that I've been watching your channel. I love being a subscriber. If I had the money and I could, I would support you on Patreon. When I get back to work out of medical leave, I might be able to do something then. But this is the MOSFET that blew out. It's an IR640N or 6N640, whatever it is. I've got the picture screenshotted on my phone. There's 8 of them in this bank, in these 2 banks. So 2 banks of 4. And then there's, I guess these are the rectifiers for the signal and whatnot down here. But I would assume that these would be the power or the output MOSFETs, one of the two. I'm still learning how these works. And the transistor, if I'm not mistaken, those are called transistor chips or whatever. I'm not positive. Don't yell at me if I'm wrong. I'm still new to this. It's my first amp I'm trying to repair. It seems to be built pretty sturdy. I mean, this is 10 gauge wire, maybe 8 gauge inside the amp, which is a very good sign. That's the only thing that's missing. It was missing when I purchased the amp. I paid $4 for this at a flea market. Very nice amp. Like I said, I'm hoping I can take parts from donor boards like this one, and if I can salvage any of these parts, that would be awesome. There's no MOSFETs on any of the boards that I have at the moment. However, I will be trying at some point in time to actually get me an O-scope so I can test each of these varying things. And since this side's okay, I'm gonna see what that side's doing. If this side's the positive, that side's the negative. I'm gonna make sure all 4 of these read the same. If they do, I'm gonna make sure those read exactly the opposite. Or if these read 80 and those read 40 from what I've understood, that might be acceptable as well. If it builds up a positive 80 and then down to a positive 40 and then up to a positive 80, that could be how it works. I'm not sure. Like I said, this is my first amplifier repair. But anybody that happens to know me from the forums, from any of the channels, this is the amp I've been talking about. And once again, it's the DTR Tower Series. pardon the light. It's dark, and I'm trying to use my downtime while on medical leave so I can get some stuff accomplished. Like I said, thanks for tuning in, and hopefully we can get this one working when I get me an alternator pro. Hope it'll work. Anybody got any advice for me? It's gladly appreciated. And if anybody says take this amp and replace it with a Boss, I'm sorry, I would not do that. I don't run Boss. The lowest that I would run would honestly probably be Planet Audio, and that's just because I've got that one right there, and I've blew a few Planet Audios in the past in the newer Anarchy series. But I like the way that some of them sound. I'm not gonna lie. But I really want to get this one going. I had an SSL Laboratories, which is the cheaper version of these, is what I'm told. The cheaper brand out of these, and it sounded amazing. And it was a 500 watt 2-channel. This is a 1700 watt monoblock with dual speaker terminals for easier wiring, which is much better than the single terminals on the Planet Audio 1250. Alright, thanks. I'm out. Holla at you later.